No warning. Here I am. Good morning. It is Thursday. It is the last day of February in 2024, February 29th. Hello, hello, hello. It is Thursday, Friday Eve, and I am coming to you with daily guidance. And we're going to talk about ego death today. That was the message that I received last night. Yeah. So this has just been interesting. So if you are a light worker, welcome. If you identify as an indigo child, a star seed, light worker, welcome. Medium, intuitive, psychic, yeah, welcome. So I am an evidential medium and master instructor with integrated energy therapy. So here we do teaching, here we do energy healing, and yeah, tonight I will be teaching. So I'm really looking forward to being with those of you who can be in person with me tonight at 31 Loop Road at Crystal Clear Health and Wellness for the empath class. What is it? What do you need to know and why you need this class? So if you have any questions about energy because you feel it, and maybe you didn't even recognize you were an empath because you didn't know what an empath was, but you're someone that you feel the vibe. You feel the vibe of a room. You feel that you can feel people's authenticity. You're really good at picking out the liars, the cheaters, the schemers. This class is for you. And how you manage your energy and how you protect your energy so that moving forward, you can use this as a superpower and not just being beneficial to all the people around you. Because coming in as a clairsentient, you're already at a higher vibrational frequency. So people around you in lower frequency, they gravitate to you. So this is why you're the person that people just randomly tell you their life story. This is the reason why people just gravitate to you and don't want to let you go. This is why, for many of you, relationships have been really, really hard. Because you haven't been in a relationship that could be balanced. They couldn't give back to you. They could only take from you, right? This is why at work, you're always drained when you leave because everybody's been vampiring your energy all day long. And so this is the class for you to help you manage it, learn how to protect it. I'm really, really excited about tonight. So that will be here in Auburn, New York. If you are in my area, please come down 6:30 tonight at Crystal Clear Health and Wellness. So really, really, really excited about that. So good morning, Cynthia. Good morning. Yeah. So I'll be right back. So please like and heart, and please subscribe. Welcome. So ego death. What is ego death? So I have spiritual teachers, probably like you do, on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok and all the places, right? Very like-minded people going through very similar things. And everybody's kind of on their own journey and on their own place in that journey, but we can all kind of help each other, inform each other, make each other not feel so alone as we go through this, right? So I kept hearing this phrase, ego death. We're going through an ego death, massive ego death. The eclipse is coming up. Ego deaths are going to be happening. I'm like, what the hell's an ego death, right? Well, yes, I've been going through one, and I didn't recognize it. So my whole thing the past few years, ever since 2017, is I actually think I'm going to eat with you guys. I haven't really eaten, and I think my sugar's dropping, and I'm live. So here we go. So I came out of mainstream education, and my talent as a mainstream educator was being able to get people excited about concepts and break down hard concepts into kind of bite-sized chunks so people could then, in their own way or own pace, um, get the information. So that was kind of my thing. As a middle school teacher, it was a very valuable skill to be able to break down big concepts. Because we were doing themes. I was an English teacher. We were talking about themes in different books and different, and getting kids to think about things in ways they'd never really thought about things, right? So I start this spiritual journey and I'm being brought to teach. And so me being the really good breaker down of concepts, all right? I gotta find out what those concepts are. So I start the research, right? And I start reading all the books and I start reading all the different teachers and I start diving deep into different religions and then different mediums and different psychics and different channelers, right? Doing all the research. And so for the last few years, that's what I've done, is I've literally assimilated, disseminated all the information and then shared it with all of you, whether it was a class, whether it's in my community, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Facebook, wherever, right? Because that's what I'm good at. So then, sorry guys. I should have eaten. So then, yesterday, I start hearing about ego deaths. And of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to go on here. I'm going to go there. What's this person saying an ego death is? What is this person describing an ego death as? And Spirit was like, no. Hello. Ask us. We'll tell you. I was like, oh my gosh. My ego death. Oh, thanks, Brad. Appreciate that. He's like, at least chew away from the microphone. Awesome. So yeah, so Spirit's like, no, just go within, right? We will tell you what an ego death is. And that has been my ego death, to let go of this need for validation. This egoic need to be right or correct or have someone tell me I'm right or correct, right? This need to be validated by the outside. And so that's what I really feel I'm bringing you today, is what Spirit kind of brought me as to what an ego death is. And so basically what it is, and I feel like for many of us, like we've had ego deaths in the past, but it was more like transforming your traumas, right? Going through the healing process. And my throat chakra, I've done a couple of videos this morning already, and my throat chakra, like that's part of my ego death, is like opening my throat chakra, like really speaking my truth, like really bringing out what I've been getting all these years, right? Because that's been my fear, that I'm going to be criticized, I'm going to be judged, I'm going to be pointed at, I'm going to be laughed at, I'm going to be scoffed, I'm going to be whatever, right? And Spirit's like, yeah, let it go. So that's what I feel like a lot of us, it's happening for us, is we're going through this spontaneous ego death, so that this transformation is happening pretty quickly, within days. And so for those of you who are feeling tired, you're feeling you can't people, you're feeling you need a lot of self-care, you're feeling maybe even physically sick. Maybe you're feeling like you've got an upset stomach. You can't eat the things you used to eat, or there's certain things that are really bothering you, right? And I'm not a medical provider. I'm not giving any medical advice in this video. Definitely check with your medical personnel if you're really going through something physically. But emotions do affect physical, right? Thoughts do affect emotions, do affect physical. Like it all affects each other, right? So yeah, so if you're really feeling like you're going through it physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, spiritually, you are. Right? Because a lot of these ego deaths right now are happening because of the influx or the flood of this Christ consciousness energy. And you can literally look at this in the Schumann resonance, in all of the solar flares that are coming into our Earth, right? Our atmosphere. raising the frequency of our energy. And for those of you who are already feeling energy, right? It's like, whew, okay. Don't know what that is, but boy, did I feel it. And what it's doing is it's pushing out those lower frequencies. That's the ego death, right? The lower frequencies of jealousy and greed and lust and anger and unworthiness and powerlessness, grief, just, criticisms and judgments. Like that's what's getting pushed out. And it feels uncomfortable on one level. But when you get to the other side, it's like, because what this Christ consciousness light is doing is it's allowing you to get in touch with that magnificence or that divinity that is within you. And that changes everything. That changes everything. And it's time. For many of us, it's time. Everyone is on their own journey and everyone's on their own step on that journey, right? But I feel like for the majority of light workers who've been kind of doing the work for the last decade, ever since 2012, you are going to be having a massive awakening or illumination of spirit as this Christ consciousness really comes into your heart chakra, really opens you up to hearing, feeling, seeing, knowing your path, your purpose, what you need for your life experience, what your next step is. So for those of you who've been really feeling like you are stuck, really feeling like you haven't been able to get to abundance, you haven't been able to get to prosperity, things have really not felt like they just have been moving, that needle has not been moving. You've been doing the work, you've been meditating. Well, buckle up, buttercup, because I feel like in the next few months, as this eclipse season happens, things are going to take off. I'm not an astrologer. This is truly the message that I've been receiving all morning. So if you're in my Living in Love community, I'll be dropping a video that I did this morning, my first one actually, in the community for us. For those of you on TikTok, I actually did a 10-minute TikTok. And now I'm doing this for YouTube and Facebook. Because I feel like so many of us are going through this ego death. And yes, there may be a situation in your life that feels uncomfortable, feels traumatic on some level. But I feel like it's also giving you the illumination of what is dying or releasing in this energy and it's spontaneous, guys. So for some of you, it's gonna hit you out of the blue. It's gonna hit you out of nowhere. You're like, whew, okay, woke up feeling that, right? Because that's kind of what happened with me. It was like the download happened like boom, right? And yes, there's been things in my life that have been happening over the past 6 months, that are also part of my energy raising, the frequency raising, right? I'm not resonating in that old energy anymore. I'm seeing things more clearly. And that's going to happen for you also. But the clarity, the perspective, the download, like that is what is kind of comes in all of a sudden. What comes in that really helps you to shift Shift into the new energy. Shift who you want to be around. Shift what you want to be doing. Shift what's important to you. Getting clarity about what's important to you. So if you're hearing about ego death on other videos or by other spiritual teachers, I hope this helps you to understand what they're talking about. That it is about the Christ consciousness energy coming into your heart chakra, raising your frequency very spontaneously because you've been doing the work and you're ready to receive it. So what they're showing me is for years now, I've been teaching that we have to raise our frequency, and they have to bring their frequency down for us to really get into connection so you can hear, feel, see, and know their message, right? And so I've done a lot of work with people with the evidential medium class and in my community of, doing IET sessions. We do the healing circle once a month in my community so people can get the healing on a regular basis. And all of that has been in preparation. And now I know this. It's been in preparation. That teaching was brought to me to prepare us to receive this Christ consciousness light code that is coming in, that is very high vibrational frequency. That if you had tried to receive it, right, when you were in those lower frequencies, still swimming in criticism and judgment, still swimming in unworthiness, still swimming in greed, still swimming in criticism and judgment. I don't know if I said that already. Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to receive it, right? It would have been too much of a disconnect in resonance. So yeah, so I feel like we're all being brought to this new energy, right? This paradigm shift of 5D consciousness. So if you're seeing me, if you're seeing my message, yeah, you're receiving it. Even if you don't feel like you're worthy, you are. Even if you don't feel like you've done enough work, you have. It doesn't mean you're not going to do more. It doesn't mean you're going to not keep raising the bar, the frequency, but because of where you are now going to have the ability to manifest, to be the magician in your own life, using the wisdom that you've gained through all of this ascension process, all of this awakening or healing, whatever you want to call it. It's the wisdom that you now have to be able to go within and get your answers there. I don't need to read any more books. Will I? Of course. It's just, But we all now have the ability to go within and get the answers we seek from Christ consciousness, from God, from Jesus, from the archangels, from the higher vibrational frequency of Christ consciousness. It's pretty freaking awesome. So when Abraham, Esther Hicks channels Abraham, would talk about getting into the vortex, and I'd be like, I don't know how to do that. I don't know what she's talking about. She's saying all the stuff I want in my vortex. I don't know how to get into the vortex. You're in the vortex. We made it. You did it. You're in the vortex. Now you have to get into the receiving mode. You have to allow it into your experience. So when something good shows up, you don't block it by going, oh no, I'm not good enough. That's too good to be true. A shoe's going to drop. No, that's the old story. That's the old energy. That's the old paradigm. That's not who you are anymore. It's not who any of us are anymore. Whew. So I'm going to leave the message right there, but I am going to grab a Beyond Lumeria Oracle card because they're sitting next to me. I actually used these with someone who is also, I believe, going through an ego death and feeling the paradigm shift herself in a reading yesterday. I feel like let's This is definitely a frequency we're in now. Good morning, Darlene. Good morning, Serena. Good morning, everyone watching on the replay. Please leave your comments if you've got questions about your own ego death, or if you want to share your own experience. Maybe I've just given you something to think about, but yeah. Yep. There it is. Pineal perspective, third eye chakra. Yeah. Many, if not all of us, are having a third eye activation in this Christ consciousness energy, so that you can really come into connection with what Spirit is bringing you, so you can tap into what you need for yourself. The pineal perspective. I like that. I want to actually look into that. Let's see what this means. Pineal perspective. The seed of wisdom. Oh, didn't I talk about wisdom? I love it when Spirit really validates. The seed of wisdom and consciousness, intuition, imagination, seeing inner and outer worlds, limitlessness and understanding. Hello, Lola. Connect with your third eye and transcend what you understand with your mind. Discover a deeper inner knowing through the interconnected web of all this and has been. You can tune into this wisdom at will, as and when you wish to. This wisdom is ancient yet pioneering. It is the creator of the free will we choose to weave from moment to moment. Be the observant witness. Allow the transcendence of duality without judgment. Be mindful. Listen and allow your unfurling intuition to unravel the paradoxes of reality. Restore. Examine limiting ideas. Listen more. Balance the left hemisphere's logical and analytical thinking with inner guidance and deeper wisdom. Take note of any thought patterns that may be holding you from your fullest potential through the mind-based fear of past experiences. Seeing beyond illusion. There it is. That is what this ego death is bringing you. I will be tonight at Crystal Clear Health and Wellness doing the empath class. If you are someone that wants or needs to learn more about what you're experiencing or what is going on, check out my website. All right, guys, have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rest of your day. I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings, and we'll talk soon.